know.
I taught the boys how to play tennis.
Yeah.
A team wanted them. Shell and I made a worldwide travel team. I taught her how to play tennis.
Mm.
But
I think it's easier on
they're
your
really
on your
good.
legs, your
They
Achilles,
work.
and your body. It's still, you know, some running around.
Yeah.
But it's not probably as strength as basketball.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a basketball man myself. Can you,
Yeah.
appreciate
Tennis,
you.
football.
I don't know where my guy Peter.
You do that?
All right, bro. Appreciate you again, man.
All
really
good.
do appreciate that.
Oh, good.
All right,
Get your head room in order. Alright, you good to go.
good to go. All right. Yo, what's going on, man? You already know what it is. This is another episode of Rap About TV, and look, I got a presence in the room, a special guest, a legend himself. I looked up to him, man. Mr. J Prince himself, man. Thank you for being here with me.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Good to be here.
Yes. How you doing? How is the trip? How is the promo tours working out for you?
Oh, man, everything is beautiful.
Yes.
You know what I mean, all alike. It's a beautiful journey at this point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look, so I read the book in its entirety, and I was taken away, you know, because you jumped in and you gave details or highlights of the moments of your life. So I'm gonna just let me ask you, why would you say, from your interpretation, respect is art and a science? That's deep. A lot of people just see the respect, but I took away art and science.
Yeah. Well, the art and science part of it is, you know, the art part is, you know, your imagination, your vision of different things. And, you know, the science is the knowledge, the ingredients that it takes to accomplish the art.
Right.
And, you know, when you wrap those around one another, you know, you can't do nothing but respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's an art and a science to being able to accomplish the things that even bring about respect. You know?
Right. So, I appreciate what you're doing, and that you always been a laid back type of guy. I model my business as such because I'm a laid back person myself. So, want to rap about TV, I like to get into, like, for the youth to walk away with solutions and ideas. So, could you jump into the meaning of getting into this industry and you have powers that be, but you walk away clean with, showing that I'm not to be messed with. So anybody trying to follow your footsteps, how can you tell them to keep the faith and maintain that their morals that you maintain through these years?
Yeah, well, you said an interesting word, faith.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you have to have faith in something. I don't know where everybody's faith lie, but for me, my foundation was a spiritual foundation, where I definitely believe in God, and that within itself allowed me to have certain morals about myself. And one of the things that I'm big on, and I think a lot of people are big on, respecting a person for having a word. And I've been a man that always had a word, was willing to live and die by my word, and that brought me a lot of credibility.
So what do you think, I always say this generation coming up is our most fearless generation we have, but it's needed more guidance. So, how do you tell each one about respect? Because at first it needs to be within. I think you have to respect yourself in order to, give respect and then in turn earn it. So what do you tell them, that fearless generation coming up? Right? What do you tell them as far as, how to respect yourself first?
Yeah, well, I think it's something you can definitely tell them, but it has to be taught, beginning at home, because more is caught than taught. Mm-hmm. So, as a parent, that's a good place to start, because, a lot of times if it's not taught to an individual, then they don't know much about it. And that's what causes, disarray a lot of times when it has to be taught in the streets. Sometimes in this system incarcerating people and
Right.
ruining their lives and different things. But, you know, the word respect is something that I feel one should know how to give. Like with me, I give it.
Yes.
And in return, you know, I definitely believe I've earned it. And then after that, I'm going to demand it.
Right, right.
So, you know, it's for the youth, you know, it's a word that's diminishing today.
It
You know
is,
what I
it
mean?
is, it is.
We all understand that. But, you know, we have to take like in my community, I take responsibility for a lot of the youth because I know they was following somebody, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I can't leave them out there to learn and know these things on their own. So when you take responsibility, then you play a role in the solution.
And we got to make that cool again. You know,
Yeah.
that, you know, accountability got to make cool again. So, let me jump around. I'm jumping around a little bit. So I've read, because this stuff been sticking in my mind. So when I read in the part of the story when, you know, they told you to pull over into the dark way or whatnot. Yeah, and it's crazy, but the crazy thing, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
So and on a small level,
Yeah.
I know what you're going through. But my question is, why can't we get the brilliant minds like yourself and others, and some type of commission, or, you know, because a lot of had you gone into that dark alley, that's been another brilliant mind they got, you know, and we don't have nobody. I know you have your own, but where's the outcry? So when our stars and our brilliant minds get, you know, they tap on the shoulder, we just, you know, go about our day. Like, where's our outcry?
Yeah, well, in that dark alley, it was a possibility I could have won that fight as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't have to be a victim.
Right.
But I'm feeling you, you know what I mean? I'm feeling you. That situation is something that, you know, existed before me. You know, we lost a lot of greats, you know,
Yes.
Martin Luther King and all of those guys. And, you know,
Yep.
I don't know if that'll ever change, but what you're saying is how do we unite and, you know, at least have
You know.
a like-minded voice
Right.
together to,
Because, you know, if somebody was the, you know, somebody, God forbid, you know, was that was to play out, you know, you would have had, you know, the folks that you know that loved you in your community would have been a rage, but an organized. I'm talking like an organized, you know, rage
Right.
to where they like, nah, you're not gonna take ours, you know,
Yeah.
we're not for this no more.
yeah,
You know,
no,
so-
I can dig it. But look at the art and science that went into me not going into that dark situation. Look how I was rolling with structure. I had homies.
Definitely, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of times, you know, you can do things to prevent a lot of these things from taking place because if one really observe and listen, there's always signs
Right.
before disaster a lot of times. So
Right.
it's good to know how to read the different signs.
Right. All right. Well, I ain't heard no one ask this one. Have y'all ever thought about? And I know, you know, when y'all was coming out with a, you know, big distributor, you know, a black-owned distributor, and that's still kind of missing now. So I look at the industry now, and they kind of cornering the market with the streaming services and now the YouTubes. Like, have you revisited that in your mind, of, you know, or is that like, you know, I don't want them problems no more, or, you know?
Yeah. No, it's not so much of the problem. I've just moved on to a different era, you know, where that part of my life is concerned. But I'm still rooting for, you know what I mean,
Right.
somebody.
Right.
You may have that vision, you know what I mean? So I eventually feel it'll be done someday.
Right. Okay, cool. All right. So off the serious note, man, it's something I just personally want to know. All right, a lot of music came your way through the years, but I always ask the question: if you had to go on a forever journey or whatnot, and you had to only take 3 albums with you that you could listen to forever, what would those 3 be?
3 albums
Yeah.
on a forever journey.
Forever journey.
Now, when you say 3 albums, you're talking about any album.
Any genre, you
So
know.
let me just put Sade on that list for one of them. You know, I would love to hear me some Sade.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna have to reach and grab one of them gospel albums too,
Who we talking?
because I need to. I may want to hear some Aretha Franklin.
Rest,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
yes, rest in
Yeah,
peace to
just-
the queen, man.
Yeah,
yes.
just let Aretha serenade me on my spiritual journey.
Right.
And then from there, what other album would I want? Maybe want a hip hop album.
Yeah, I'm thinking, right.
Or I may, let me see. Man,
Aretha Sade.
you know what? I may want to just listen to me some Michael Jackson, man.
Word, man. I ain't mad at you, man. I ain't mad at that list, man.
You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at that list.
Yeah, I
at
might
all.
just moonwalk it out.
right.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, let me tap into your boxing right quick. Where do you see yourself in that lane now? In that atmosphere? Are you know, you trying to go back? You working with any young bloods out there? Like, what is that like?
Yeah. I'm working with one of the most talented young fighters that exist today. He was out silver medalist, Shakur Stevenson. He actually resides.
Gotta
out
check
here.
him out.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. So, you know, boxing is still my first love. So
Right.
I'm off into that game, you know,
Right.
heavy all the time. So can't wait till the fight tomorrow night.
Yeah, who you got, by the way? Did you?
You know, I hadn't picked anyone yet, but I'm kind of leaning for Canelo.
Yeah, me too. I think he got that the speed. I think,
Yeah,
and I think after fighting Floyd, I think that's when he
yeah,
he
you're right.
gained some
You're right. That's a true statement. He got better.
He definitely did. You know, and how could you? You know, had to get better with Floyd, man.
Yeah.
Had to get better. All right. Well, look, Ryan. Listen, I have read all your book. I just studied you up, so I didn't have the same questions usually because I'm sorry, y'all, but